Hello, this is the LEGO City Double-Decker Sightseeing Bus set. It has 384 pieces. I bought it for $30 US and actually built this one in real time over on my Pure Builds channel. This has 4 minifigures plus a baby in a carriage, and we'll look at those more closely later. As usual, first of all, the main thing that you're paying for here is the bus, and it's good. You know, it's a city set. It has a pretty standard build. I really liked the connection between the two curved and inverted curve pieces back here on either side. You know, it's got the open top because after all, it is a sightseeing bus. You've got the big deck up top where people can sit and look around from a higher vantage point. This is pretty nice here. The sign that's able to be switched between 4 different things. Those are all prints right there. You know, single stamp, single hit prints, I guess. So, you know, relatively simple and cheap to do, but it's nice. Also like the shaping of the front end. You know, it's just a little bit different than what they usually do, even though it doesn't really have a proper bumper there. Probably should have had just a little bit of extension, but I can see the issue that they had there with that. Relatively simple around the base, definitely does use a lot of stickers. So all of these decorations here are stickers, and then you've got some more stickers around the back as well. But this is pretty nicely sorted design-wise. Obvious reference right there to the Exoforce and the current 2024 roller coaster set. And this can open up and it shows you that this is supposed to be an electric bus. So you've got a little battery and or suggestions of motors on the sides, or maybe the whole thing just references the electric system. It has front and rear or front and middle doors. The mid ones use the 6-wide double door there, and you can easily put a wheelchair or anything down in there. I mean, it's plenty wide and accommodating. And up here, this one's smaller, more traditional, somewhat of a low floor to this for a Lego thing. That's a sticker right there for the console, and the driver sits there. Now, to get better access to looking inside of this, I'll just pull the whole top off because it's only attached with 4 studs in total. And so you can see you've got the teal colored seats in there, you know, regular seats for the passengers, not for the driver. Driver has just a slightly different accommodation, but 2 will fit there at the front. Only 1 fits at the back, but then you have room for the stairs. They wanted to suggest actual access for the figures to go up to the upper level, so they reserved a little bit of space for that. And I respect that. I respect that decision. Upstairs, you have room for 5 people to be seated, plus more can be standing on the sides, although that's not as safe for them, you know, but yeah, again, with the teal is nice. You can lift this up if you want to, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just more just the attachment. Also doesn't really hold this in place as far as I've seen. I haven't found a way to get that to lock or anything, but there you go. The baby figure is just the plain white one with no print on the torso, no new color for the body. The carriage piece is done in dark azure. I'm really surprised that they came up with a new piece for that, given that they've done a number of different actually built designs, but this is much simpler, you know, much more compact, better to scale with minifigures. And it does, you know, it's only 1 piece that they created just for this because it uses the standard skateboard style of wheels down here, and then this is just a regular handlebar that's been around, used for many different things. You can angle that different ways, and of course a figure can hold that. The implication here is that the driver is also the tour guide. He's got the microphone in hand. That actually does happen quite a bit in real life with this sort of thing. Sometimes, you know, for more popular rides, there would be a separate person to do all of the announcing and pointing at things. But, you know, here they just combine the 2 roles rather, into 1 single figure. And this one has an alternate face, one of the tourists. Here are the other 2 figures, the other 2 passengers. I love that torso on the left. The one on the right, I like the design, but it's a little bit flat. And also the print for the skin tone is, as usual, off. You know, it's just not thick enough, not opaque enough. Technically, the one for the undershirt is not either, but it doesn't bother me because there's nothing to really match it to. And then looking around the back, both of these get prints. No alternate face here. Here are the few leftover pieces, and the sticker sheet did feel fairly extensive for the number of pieces in the set. The good news is, if you hate stickers, the vast majority of these are completely optional. They just add some decoration, but they're not needed. Again, this set was $30 US. It's 30 euros, 25 pounds UK, or $40 Canadian for 384 pieces with the 4 1/3 minifigures, I want to say. And the value feels really good to me. As a matter of fact, it feels like a deal by today's standards. Contrary to increasingly popular belief, Lego does still make relatively small sets that are primarily for kids. They don't just do $500 plus collector models for rich adults. And occasionally they do some stuff that is actually reasonably priced or even well priced. I could easily see them asking $40 US for this, and I would say, let's wait for it to be on discount a little bit. $35 would be a perfectly reasonable price for this. Perfectly reasonable price. Even probably a few years ago, I think. So yeah, to be able to get this for $30, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like they held back a lot on it just to hit that price point. It really feels like they filled this up with value. I think it goes together well. The build was interesting enough. It's accessible for play. It looks good on display. You have the option of doing it with or without the stickers. I think it's just an excellent set. This is one of the nicer things that that's come across my table, I'd say, over the past season or two for just value and toy and Lego. It's got that classic goodness to it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon.